How much of a steal did the Eagles get with Dallas Goedert's contract? Does it mean anything for A.J. Brown's future in Philadelphia? And what do we remember about Big Play Slay, who's hanging it up? We'll find out with EJ Smith. I'm Bo Wulf. Stay with us on the PHLY Eagles Podcast. A cold open. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the PHLY Eagles Podcast on a Monday morning. Bo Wulf, not morning, afternoon. EJ Smith live from the Xfinity Studio and presented by our friends at ALLCITY. Feels like the morning. EJ, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Glad to be inside.
Fresh new cut, looking good.
Thank you. Shout out to my barber. I guess I can give him a shout out, right?
Why not? Maybe give me.
Shout out Irving. He's a good guy.
Irving?
Yeah, his name's Irving. Yeah.
You ever call him Irv?
No, I call him Irving.
All right, shout out to Irving.
I respect him.
Irving, this is the kind of pop that most people pay for. So if you want to give it a little back to EJ, maybe one every five is on the house. That's just saying.
Hey, listen, I would never turn that down. But yeah, no. Yeah, I'm excited for the show. We got some news right before the show.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about Dallas Goedert and compare the deal that the reported terms for his return to the Eagles to some of the other tight end contracts around the league this offseason. We're going to talk about briefly what it might mean for A.J. Brown. We're going to break these Howie Roseman signings into tiers, but let's start with the news that happened just before the show, EJ, with not a current Eagle, but a fan-friendly ex-Eagle.
Yeah, Darius Slay announced his retirement on social media about an hour ago. It ends I should know how many years his career was, but he had 5 seasons with the Eagles. He had 7 with the Detroit Lions, a 13-year career. My question for you is, do you think he will retire a Philadelphia Eagle?
I kind of think so.
I think so, too. I wouldn't say definitively because he spent more time in Detroit. He's talked about how important Detroit was for his journey. You know, he's been very open. You know, we'll get to some of our favorite memories about Darius Slay. But one of the things that I always appreciated about him, other than the fact that he had like this childlike enthusiasm every single day, he's a very funny guy, like a great quote when he wanted to be, like when he kind of wanted to have that personality. He wasn't always like that in an interview setting, understandably so, but if you got him in a good mood, he would be very fun to interview. And he always talked about how that stemmed from the fact that he had his first child young. He was probably, I think, 15 or 16 years old when he had his first child, and that forced him to, grow up. But then I think he sort of like understood that the opportunity to play in the NFL let him continue to be a kid at heart. And yeah, he seems like a great father because of that. So yeah, big fan of Darius Slay. Happy for him.
Yeah, I mean, he was already coming back to games at the end of last season. So he's gonna sort of stick around to some degree in terms of like game day presence.
That's the other thing.
I mean, he won a Super Bowl here.
Yeah, that's the other thing that really stands out when I think about his tenure with the Eagles is he was always like a refreshing perspective on some of the things that were going on with the team and the scrutiny that was always around the team. You know, when the Eagles got a first round bye in 2022, going into the playoffs that year, they were kind of shaky going into that postseason, if you remember. And Darius Slay was like, I don't care how we played. Like, we just got a first round bye. I've never been to the second round of the playoffs before. And, like Eagles fans are understand like the expectations are high here and that there's like an urgency to win. But yeah, he always had perspective on the success that the Eagles had not being something to take for granted. So I always appreciated that. And I think that's probably why he looks back at his 5 years with the Eagles fondly.
It also, I mean, it was that first year that he was here was not a great year. And it was an interesting arc because he was already an older player by then. And then in 2022, he was awesome.
Yeah.
And then, when healthy, stayed very good.
And his parting gift in retirement, well, now that he is in retirement, is the mentorship that he had for Quinyon Mitchell in particular. But I would extend that to Cooper DeJean and really every member of the Eagles secondary. Reed Blankenship for the years that he was here as well. He was Also a very gracious mentor. That was always something that stood out with him, is that he, was always, he had no like qualms about this guy might steal my job one day. He wanted them to like basically steal his job eventually. Like he felt like that was his responsibility as their vet.
I think back to when Howie made that trade for Slay. He explained it as, when you miss on draft picks, the cost is having to do something like this, right?
Yeah.
And you think about the Sidney Jones pick and Rasul Douglas, who they let go when it turned out to be a better player elsewhere, but you missed on those guys, and so okay, we had to do this. It's a little bit of a different level, but it does remind me of, the reason that they're signing Reek Woolen is because Keely Ringo didn't hit the way that they were hoping that he would hit.
Yep, you're exactly right. So yeah, and it's funny because when they made the trade, I didn't think it was a great trade, but it turned out to be a great move for the Eagles. So.
But it worked out very well.
Yeah.
All right, so
happy for Slay. I know you guys
Slay.
are upset that we're saying Darius. It's hard for us to not like use someone's full name. I understand he likes to go by Slay, but we have to like, as like journalists, we say the full name.
I try to call him by his name, but yeah.
I try. Yeah.
I can't just call him Big Play.
Yeah.
I'm happy to call him Slay.
Yeah, I called him Slay when he was here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your favorite Slay memory?
Honestly, it's not like one specific one. It's like his personality after a game, after a win in particular, like how funny he would be in the post-game locker room. Yeah, one of the funniest players I've covered, for sure.
I think I will. And I wrote about this.
Ooh, I know where you're going with this. I think I know where you're going with this. Is it when he got named to captain?
No.
Oh, man.
You don't know where I'm going with this. I wrote a profile of Slay before the 2021 playoffs, I think. So maybe it was 2020 when he first got here. And I think initially the first year it was 2020 because most of our interactions with him were over Zoom.
Yes.
And I think I misjudged him at first. Whereas I thought his personality was more of an affect, that it was sort of like putting on for the cameras.
Yeah.
And maybe not necessarily in service of the team, especially having come from like bad teams in Detroit. And the more you were around him and actually around him and saw him on the practice field and the way he interacts with guys, the more you understood that like he is like this all the time.
Yeah.
And it is coming from a good place. And he is also, I remember talking to, shout out to your boy, Jonathan Gannon, about this, but that
my boy,
that as much fun as he has, he was very serious about football.
Yeah, he took a lot of pride in what, not only his play, but like the things that he was able to do in terms of like the responsibility that he took on and as a man coverage corner. I did have two memories, quick ones.
Okay.
When he got named as a captain, I think it was in the 2021 season, maybe the 22 season. That it's funny because we're talking about the whimsical, like lighthearted side of him. That moved him to tears. That was a huge emotional moment for him that he talked about because it showed that he could be a leader, even though he had that, that side to him. It was a lighter side. I think the fact that it was like a moment of recognition that he still was a leader and a mentor to a lot of players in that locker room, that really touched him. And I remember talking to him about that. So that's a good memory. And then the other memory I had, speaking of that introductory press conference, was Jimmy Kempski asked him about his tackling. Do you remember this?
Yeah, I do remember that.
And Slay did not like that question.
Yeah.
He was like, what are you talking about, my tackling? And
I think he was a better tackler than we all expected.
Yeah, but Jimmy Kempski, it was a fair question.
Yeah.
He had missed tackles in Detroit.
The
and
book on him.
Yeah, and Jimmy's like, if you look at the tape, like you have missed tackles, and he did not like that question. So I do remember that from his introductory press conference. That was a funny moment.
All right. Shout out to Slay.
Shout out to Slay.
Okay. You want to talk about Dallas Goedert?
Yeah.
Now, since we did the emergency pod yesterday, there are some reported details on the contract for Dallas Goedert.
Yeah. So it's $7 million, correct?
I think so.
Why
That's
are you
crazy?
Yeah, I was about to say.
I mean, it's not unexpected. I thought it was going to. Every sense we got was that it was going to be a team-friendly deal.
Still,
but let's flash up here, Lindsay, the tight end contracts that have been given out this offseason and where Dallas Goedert ranks among these guys. So this is in order. So it starts now. There are some that are not fully reported yet, so this is missing a couple. But Isaiah Likely, you understand, 26 years old, coming off of his rookie deal, 3 years, he's making about a little over $13 million a year. Next up, Dalton Schultz, an extension with the Texans. He gets 1 year for $12.5 million. Then Travis Kelce at 37 years old gets $12 million for 1 year. Then you get Kate Otten, who's coming off his rookie deal too, so you understand this a little bit, 27 years old. He gets $10 million a year for 3 years. Then down to Chigo Okonkwo, who's getting $9 million for 3 years. Then your boy, Charlie Kolar, who has caught the same amount of passes in his career as like Dallas Goedert had touchdowns last year. 3 years, over $8 million a year. Then Daniel Bellinger gets the Brian Dable just generosity for cronyism gift of $8 million a year at 3 years. And then Goddard's at 7, which is just barely over what Adam Troutman is making. Now, Goddard is 31.
Right.
That's a big deal.
Yes.
He has had injuries, no doubt. But it is very hard to read those and not think Dallas Goedert basically was like willing to come back for whatever it was. He wants to be an Eagle and doesn't want to go anywhere.
I think that is a fair read on the situation. I think it's important to note that I'm sure his agent had a feel for where his market would have been in free agency. And my guess is that it wasn't significantly higher than what he got on this 1 year deal. The only thing I would push back on when you look at the list is these are multi-year deals for players that have theoretical upside. I'm still not saying that explains why he's that low. The number is lower than I would have expected. But I do think, again, it speaks to the fact that Dallas Goedert wanted to be with the Eagles. He wanted to come back for a 9th season. And I think that took at least relative precedence over trying to extract more value elsewhere.
Certainly the longer it goes on, even the less leverage Goddard has, because there are, the teams who are really tight end needy have already paid for their tight ends.
Right.
This is a tough one for fans, I imagine, because the Eagles really squeezed him here.
Yeah.
Like they really squeezed him.
Mm-hmm.
And so on the one hand, it's like, okay, that's good for the cap that we're getting this guy for less money than he deserves. On the other hand, like, are you really going to be really rooting for management over the player? Like,
yeah, it's tough.
You don't want to give out bad contracts, but like the guy's been he's going to entering year 9, been a very important player for the team. Can't get him to 8.
Yeah,
they got it. Howie has to do his job.
I was going to say,
but it's also like you don't need to celebrate. All right, we screwed the employee again.
I understand where you're coming from, but this is like part and parcel. I don't know if I use that expression the right way, but let's try it on for size. Okay. Part and parcel with like what Howie Roseman is as a general manager, right?
Yeah.
Where he's going to extract as much value as he can in every negotiation he can. And it does remind me of the way that it's funny because like you mentioned in the short you did on YouTube, which if you're listening to this, go check out the short, give it a like. Make sure you watch it all the way through too. That helps us out. But in the short, you mentioned that he's going to play a full 9th season theoretically, which will put him past Zach Ertz in terms of tenure with the Eagles. Not in games played, but in tenure.
Seasons, yeah.
And why is that? Because Zach Ertz had a similar situation toward the end of his Eagles tenure where, he wanted a new contract and Howie Roseman wasn't willing to go to the number that he wanted. So I think this is, again, it's maybe not the most, it doesn't make you feel great as a fan that like franchise icons have to get squeezed at the end of their careers, but I think it is, you kind of take it because it's part of what makes Howie Roseman such a great GM. It's like part of what makes a Reek Woolen signing possible is because he's constantly checking on these things and, just has like a never-ending motor when it comes to like finding these types of value deals in the market.
Yeah, I know. But it's also, frankly, probably it's why like Howie doesn't get an egg in the NFLPA report card.
Yes, exactly. I'm so glad you said that because when the report card came out, I said a good GM probably doesn't get an A in the report card. There are enough players on the team that think I'd be making more if not for Howie. So that's like, if you're a good GM,
and the team might not be as good.
What do you mean the team might not be as good?
The team might not be as good because if you are not squeezing,
if you have an A, yes, exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you were not squeezing value every little place along the way, you don't get enough opportunity for it to accumulate so that you can add one extra player.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, the guys in the locker room are probably like, this guy wants to act like he's my best friend. Meanwhile, he's robbing me of money.
Yeah. No, but again, I think we have all had experiences like that in our life, not with like friends, but like whenever you have to negotiate for something, you definitely have eventually had somebody, whether it's our salesman, a realtor, whatever it is, that it's like, man, this person has an interest of their own that is against my interest, or at least is, different than my interests. And, you have to navigate that. So it's a human thing.
It's a very human thing.
Yeah, it's a very relatable experience.
But it's good value for the Eagles.
Let me just say,
Dallas Goedert here.
I would have never guessed that Charlie Kohler would be making more money on an annual value standpoint than Dallas Goedert. Like,
yeah, you could have definitely,
sure.
exactly, right.
But average annual value,
deal.
Yeah, that's.
So if we flash those back up one more time, Lindsay, which do you think that Goddard is the best value there? Or if you had seen these contracts heading into free agency, you didn't know what the Eagles were going to do, which one do you think you would have been happiest with?
I mean, it'd be on brand for me to say Chig Okonkwo. I do think that that's a good contract if you were going to sign Chig Okonkwo, but realistically, Goddard, I mean, yeah, I think Goddard's the answer.
I think Goddard's the best value.
Especially like one thing we haven't talked about, we talked about on the emergency pod. I think bringing Dallas Goedert back really draft proofs you, where you can draft Kenyon Sadiq in the first round. If he's there at 23,
sure,
you can pull the trigger and you can feel great because all of your tight ends are on 1-year contracts. You would sign Chig Okonkwo to a 3-year deal. I'm not saying you wouldn't have drafted Kenyon Sadiq, but at least the fit would have been a little bit worse, in that 2 to 3 year window that you had there.
I think if not for Goddard, I would just take the likely deal.
Yeah, sign the guy at the top of the market because it came in a little low. Yeah, it's interesting that the tight end market really didn't. It was like
I think I would probably rather. I don't know. Would you rather have Likely and a $6 million corner, or Woolen and Goddard?
I'm trying to visualize this $6 million corner.
It's Nahshon Wright, who went for 5.5.
I think I'd rather have done that. No. Actually,
I think knowing you get Goddard, it's probably better.
Goddard is the answer. Yeah, I think
that it's probably better.
Yeah, if it were like, if you took Goddard off the board, and it's like, a similar tight end at that price.
That was Njoku.
Yeah, I would have rather had Nahshon Wright and Likely, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like Nahshon Wright.
Okay, good discussion.
Yeah.
Let's take a quick break on the PHLY Eagles podcast. Hear from some sponsors, and on the other side, talking tiers.
We got the AJ Brown of it all too.
Yeah, we'll be quick on it.
Yeah, we'll be quick.
I know you want to hear about AJ,
just
but
a few seconds.
Some interesting reporting from the big guy from Cuz this morning that we will let you know about, and talking tiers for fears.
If you love the NFL Draft, then this is your edge. The Die-Hard NFL Draft Guide is built and based off of thousands of hours of film study, being boots on the ground, Shrine Bowl, Senior Bowl, Combine, talking to scouts, talking to coaches, really getting a feel for where these players are best going to fit and project in the NFL. And we're talking hundreds of players in this class.
There is no comparison. This is the best draft guide for Eagles fans. You get player comps, you get all the data, and you get Fran's insight. And here's the bottom line. There is nobody in the entire world who is better suited to be an NFL draft expert and an Eagles expert than my good friend, Fran Duffy.
All right, so what are you going to find in the guide? Well, you're going to find player comps. You're going to find strengths, weaknesses, physical tools, analytics, highlights, analysis from all across the space, everything you need to try and determine who are the best players for your team. You get access to the guide if you're a diehard, and you'll also get access to a couple of individual breakdowns I'm doing specifically for your team. All right, look, if you want surface level breakdowns, you can get them anywhere. But if you want independent thought, if you want thorough breakdowns on all of these prospects, become a diehard, get the guide. Or you can get access to the 2026 guide for just $26. Let's win draft season.
Tornadoes be damned. Spring is back. And you know what that means. That means that Rita's is back. That's right. It is the sweet sound of Rita's season, and all your favorite frozen treats are back and better than ever. Nothing hits like that first refreshing Italian ice of the season, or maybe you're a frozen custard person. Smooth, creamy, perfect every time. And if you really want to do it right, go with a gelati. Layered just the way you love it. Sun's out, flavors are popping, and it's officially treat yourself weather. And don't forget to download the Rita's app, because new app users get a free small gelati, ice, or custard with their first purchase. That's free happiness waiting just for you. So come into Rita's and make this season the sweetest one yet. With ice, custard, and happiness, treat yourself to a scoop of happiness today. Be cool. Go to Rita's. Learn more at ritasice.com. That's ritasice.com. Back on the PHLY Eagles podcast by Wulf and EJ Smith. How about that? How about that Fran ad, huh?
Oh, man, that is got some good energy in that ad.
Ooh.
Love that. The draft guide is so good. Like, they just listened to a commercial about it. I don't need to wax poetic, but, like, I don't know where I would be.
I just don't. I mean, if you like, if you care at all about the NFL draft,
Yes.
there's not a better value. I mean, it's
Couldn't agree
unbelievable
more.
the amount of stuff you get.
It's like
crazy.
It's the thing I like most about it is that it really caters to all audiences. Like, if you just want to know, like the 30-second quick, tell me what I need to know about this player, you can get that. If you want to watch the film, you can do that. If you want to like learn everything about a player's background, yeah, everything.
All right. Should we do it, Lindsay? We do 60 seconds on A.J. Brown? Bring back the A.J. Brown minute? Briefly open. Okay. Ready? Set? Go. All right, so the Dallas Goedert of it all with A.J. Brown here is the expectation is that bringing back Dallas Goedert means that the Eagles have more cap space, enough that they could trade A.J. Brown if necessary. However, Anthony reported this morning that he thinks A.J.'s staying. Bought a house. Team has talked to him. I'm willing to believe that. I think it's very clear the Eagles have not gotten their asking price met. And if they think that A.J. is willing to come back, that's the best solution. So I don't even need all 60 seconds.
That's 40.
That's it.
What I would add in my 15 seconds here is that I've never gotten the sense that there's not a path back for AJ to return to the team, especially in the framing. One more year, let's give this window one last chance. You know, like if it's a one season thing, I could see it happening for sure. I got it in.
You got it in. Good super chat from CDP who wants to know, EJ, did anyone else think the Oscars had Dundee vibes?
No.
Because that's your only reference point for award
The
shows.
Ospreys have Dundee vibes. The Oscars.
They do not.
They do.
It's your only... I thought that WBC game last night had big Dundee vibes.
No.
Guy whose only cultural reference point is the Dundies.
I know that's what you like to think is how I come at this, but I stand on what I said. The Ospreys is like the Dundies.
Wrong. All right. Tell me about these tiers that you've prepared.
I didn't prepare these. Shout out to our social guy, Ben. I'm not taking credit for his work.
I mean, he came up with the idea of tiers.
No, he came up. Yeah, he did just basically send us a tier list. That's fair. But, you know, we were a team. We worked together.
Yeah.
So he had the idea that we put the Eagles free agents into tiers. And I categorized them. What's up with you right now? You just went off the rails. The A.J. Brown minute like turned you into a tyrant. I should say it brought out your tyrannical side because you've been a tyrant for a while now.
How dare you?
That's what a tyrant would say.
No, a tyrant would yell at you. A tyrant would excommunicate you.
Do you have the list of free agent signings?
No.
Okay.
I think there's 5 of them.
All right. Well, we have 5 tiers. Maybe we'll hit all of them. So the first tier we're going to do is Saquon Barkley tier. That is elite. Elite free agency signing. Next is the Alshon Jeffrey tier. Solid free agency signing.
I think that undersells Alshon a little bit. But
yeah, it's hard to like find, like, who would you say? Like, I wouldn't say Rodney McLeod. Who is like a very good example of like a solid
James
free agency
Bradbury.
signing? I think James Bradbury and Alshon Jeffrey aren't that far apart. They actually are quite similar, like playoff. What's the word you would use? I was going to use faux pas. I'm not sure that's the right.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, but I think Alshon. But you're remembering the end of Alshon. Like the importance of Alshon in 2017 when they signed him was more impactful than Bradbury.
Yeah, but Bradbury was like, no, Bradbury. They got great value for Bradbury. They signed him as a cap casualty.
Yes,
and he was an All-Pro.
They got great value, no doubt about it. Alshon completely changed them being able to throw the ball on offense.
Right, but I would say both of those signings
One guy was the first major piece. The other guy
No.
was
I'm
the
not
last
arguing.
piece.
I'm not arguing that Alshon isn't. He's a solid signing. I also think that James Bradbury and Alshon are both
Hargrave
probably
in the
just
chat.
above.
That's a pretty good one.
Javon Hargrave is the answer. CDP.
Javon Hargrave's good
because
because it was a lot of money, but it was worth it.
I think both of these guys could be elite. Like Alshon and James Bradbury, like they might be on the low end of elite. We should just do it all of the Eagles free agency signings. Yeah, I'd say Javon Hargrave, Chris Long.
Okay,
you want to rename it then? The Javon Long,
LeGarrette Blount.
Yeah, that's like more toward the bottom end.
Who's the middle tier?
The Adoree Jackson tier. You signed him to do a job. He did the job.
That's fine.
That's it. That's good. Fine is literally what I wrote. The Aziz Foyne. How do you spell that if you were going to spell it in a text?
Probably Foine.
So I don't spell it like that.
Where you just Fiiin?
Yeah, just like 8 eyes.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. Anyway, the Aziz Ojulari tier.
Okay.
And this is a Ben edition. It was even Howie can't bat 1,000. I mean,
yeah.
I guess I could have taken credit for that. It's also true. And then, respectfully, congrats on his retirement. The Bryce Huff tier, which is
those are good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who do you want to do first?
Let's start with Rick Woolen, I guess, right?
This is an interesting one because it feels boom or bust.
Yeah.
Like I want to give it the Adoree Jackson tier, where I think you're gonna get what you pay for, but it's so much more likely that it's either very good or bad.
Yeah.
It feels unlikely that he's going to give you like just exactly what you're expecting.
Yeah, I would say
because of the type of player he is.
There is the potential it's like the Saquon Barkley tier, and it's like the Eagles won a Super Bowl because they had the best cornerback trio in the NFL.
Yeah.
I actually don't think it could go as low as the Bryce Huff tier. It's hard to envision a world where where Rick Woolen is like such a liability.
It's only a 1-year deal. That's the Huff thing is because he was bad for the money, and they then had to.
And he also is like, he's not. I mean, he might struggle with penalties. I think the James Bradbury thing is like, if he has like a playoff moment in a bad way, that could push him further down.
I think there is a 15 turkey scenario where Vic benches him. I think
see now you're catastrophizing. I've been using that word recently.
It's possible.
I think I heard Julia, our Julia, use the term catastrophizing, and I was like, oh, I do that, and now I'm trying to stop doing it.
I just think it's a possibility.
Yeah, but even then, it's the Aziz Ojulari tier. It's like, okay, you signed a guy to a 1-year deal.
That's a lot of money. That's their big signing of the offseason.
All right, you talked me into the boomer bust potential.
If I had to put it somewhere, I guess I would put it in the Adoree Jackson.
I'd put it in the Alshon Jeffrey tier.
Okay.
I think that's where it sits now.
I thought we named.
Oh, I'm sorry. The Javon Hargrave tier.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to put it there, and I think it has a real chance to move up. I like that signing though. I don't know. It's a lot of money, but it's also like the money speaks to.
I think it's a worthwhile gamble.
Being higher. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think you're opening up the possibility to hit the ceiling.
I think you're underselling it a little bit, putting it in the fine tier. Like, you're allowed to be excited about the signing.
Yeah, but we've already established that you are an easy grader, and I am not.
That's fair. That is duly noted. I am an easy grader. I won't. I'll take that one on the chin.
All right, who's next?
Should we do them in order, or should we do them in like interest level, or as they just come to us?
As they come to you.
Johnny Munt. I think that is in order.
I was thinking about Johnny Munt.
Same.
In the shower today.
Same.
As we all do.
Why were you just thinking about Johnny Munt in the shower? All jokes aside.
That's like the one time I have to think about the show.
Actually, so were you thinking about Johnny Munt in the shower, or were you thinking about Johnny Munt in the shower?
I was in the shower thinking about Johnny Munt.
Okay, good. I think we should.
I was not thinking
clear
about
that up.
Being in the shower.
Here we go. Pour cold water on the blocking tight end. We've seen this movie before.
Yeah, the way that Howie talked about, I need to reevaluate the tight end position, and the only difference is that he added Johnny Munt, who is 33 years old and was just cut. Like, I just want to It hasn't been solved. Johnny Munt is not the run game panacea just because he knows Sean Mannion.
Don't be a hater. Don't be a hater.
I think it is a very smart thing for them to have done.
Yeah.
It makes a lot of sense. It checks the box. So it is good business. I just want to caution that, like, he might not even make the team.
I think he'll make the team. What I would say, setting aside my like affinity for the type of player that Johnny Munt is, Kevin O'Connell called him the best tight end 3 in the NFL. And right now, on the Eagles depth chart, he is projected, I would say, as the second tight end.
Yeah.
So
that's a good point.
It speaks to the fact that the Eagles have work left to do at the position. I think that they will draft someone, not in the early rounds, but maybe starting in the 3rd round, maybe in the 4th. And then we should evaluate that group. They have a lot of guys there, which I think speaks to the fact that there's a lot of uncertainty about what it's going to look like by week 1. But yeah, I think as long as they draft somebody, you'll feel fine about the room by the time we get to training camp.
Okay.
So
I'm going to Dory Jackson tier.
Yeah.
He is being signed to do a job.
That feels right for him. I think that I'm with you on that one. I'm
also
putting
don't know
prequel and
the
higher though.
Contract details here yet.
Yeah. Yeah, which is, it probably speaks to it not being very much. Yeah. Where are you putting Grant Calcaterra? Do we count Grant Calcaterra?
Sure.
Yeah, we can do that. I mean, it's our exercise. We can do what we want.
Damn right. Dory Jackson. There's no downside here. I mean,
yeah, there's a chance he might not be on the team. He's the one that might not make the team. As much as I like Grant. Like,
so do I.
As a person, he's a nice guy. So, but yeah, I think there's a chance.
As a blocker, he's a nice guy.
Not as a blocker.
Yeah, that's the joke.
As a receiver, as a receiving threat at tight end, as a Dallas Goedert backup, I think he's fine. So for that reason, I'd keep him.
As a person, he's a nice guy. As a blocker, he's a nice guy.
I get the joke. Yeah. Took me a minute to get that one. I don't know why.
It's okay.
You said it was Monday morning before the show, so
that's true. All right, next up.
Okay, I'm trying to remember all the signings. I think it was
Jonathan Jones.
Yeah, it was Jonathan Jones. You know what's really bad? Every time I have to think of his name, like the back of my head is like, don't say John Johnson. Don't mess this up.
Jonathan Jones.
Jonathan Jones.
Ooh, should I do the whole show tomorrow in an Irish accent?
No, absolutely not. Please.
Done.
You know, the chat's going to want you to do it.
Morning to you.
I'm already annoyed. You don't even do a good Irish accent.
How dare you?
What time is it right now?
2:30.
2:30.
PHLY Eagles Podcast.
I hate this so much. Actually, the way that Irish people say Ireland is very fun. Ireland?
Ireland.
Ireland?
I don't think.
Oh, I think I'm better at it than you.
No.
Yeah, I think I am.
Well,
SRG. Plays it. EJ's is better. Ireland?
All right, we'll do it tomorrow. We'll just have an Irish off.
I think.
The whole show. Whoever lasts longer wins.
I think I listened to, if I get this wrong, I'm going to feel really bad. One of the podcasts I listened to, I'm pretty sure he's Irish. Shout out to For the Love of Paul McGraw podcast, Neil. I think he's Irish. So I hear an Irish accent a lot.
I maybe going to go to work tonight and find my in phrase, you know?
No. You're not. I would rather you not do this. Do you think
all the more reason for me to do it?
Do you think the people of Ireland would appreciate it? You think that they would be like, oh, this is great? No, they'd be offended. They'd be like, your accent sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. I'm just digging my own grave here.
Yeah, I mean, the more you protest.
I think you should do it. I think it'll be great.
All right, I'll listen to you.
Thanks. First time for everything.
Right, what are you giving Jonathan Jones?
This might be an Aziz Ojulari tier, but I kind of feel like
they're not giving him any money.
It's like this stock standard Adoree Jackson.
Most of these things there's no real downside.
Yeah, it is like as Adoree Jackson could be.
Yeah, Lindsay, why don't you put up a poll on whether I should do the whole show in an Irish accent tomorrow? Oh, you already did.
Wow. Whose is better? Who's winning?
Me.
Oh, it's close. Okay. I thought my Ireland is better. Oh, see now that there's a tension.
I see you voting.
Actually, I could vote.
All right. Dallas Goedert's return.
I'm gonna put that.
I guess we forgot about Michael Carter.
The restructured contract. Yeah, I mean he never technically left, but
yeah.
I might put. I don't want to put everybody in the Adoree Jackson tier, although I guess that just speaks to the nature of their free agency class. Yeah. I would say the Michael Carter deal. Yeah, I mean, there's nowhere else you could put it. I'm not going to force it into the Javon Hargrave tier. Dallas Goedert's return, I would put in the Javon Hargrave tier, though. To get a tight end with the production that Dallas Goedert has had, I mean, there is the injury concern. I think
that's their best value signing of the offseason so far.
Yep, I agree. There's a chance that it could be pushed to the Saquon Barkley tier. There's a chance that in like week 10, we're like, man, can you believe that they got Dallas Goedert back on a 1-year deal for $7 million?
I think that requires him
like being like an
turning back into an elite blocker.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you think that the injury history was the main reason why? Because again, I know he wasn't officially a free agent, but I'm sure his agent had an idea of what the offers would be if he entered free agency. Do you think the injury history was like what scared teams away?
Probably.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Age. I mean,
age, injury history. I mean, I don't think the teams are thinking like, oh, he wasn't quite the blocker that he was, a few years ago. I don't think that that's a big factor.
All right. Time to take a break. Back with more on the other side. By the way. Why don't you send us to break in an Irish accent?
No, I don't think. Can I do it in a different accent?
Yeah, I guess, but that's not going to help your cause.
I'm going to do it in a like a Birmingham accent.
Okay, but just everybody know if he can't do this Irish accent on command, you have to vote for me in the poll.
No, you don't. You can vote on my ability to do different accents.
But that's not the thing. All
right, here we go. Birmingham. All right, we're going to go to break. That's Australian. Oh, that was so bad.
Was that? Oh, I mean, Bryce Huff tier. That was awful.
We're taking it to break. They say that.
You talk such a big game about your specific.
We're taking it to break. We're going to go to break. That's Birmingham. I got it.
Australian.
That was not Australian. The first one was bad.
That was bad.
Yeah. No, that was. I recovered. Man. I recovered.
You
begged me to do my accents for like weeks. I do it, and then you ridicule me. This is why I didn't want to do it.
Well, that's a fair point, but I didn't think it was going to be that bad.
We were all rooting for you.
We were rooting for you. Total meltdown. That's good. All right, come back to see if EJ's still here on the other side. Let's talk Wawa, our friends at Wawa, because right now, Wawa has a $5 deal all day long, and it just makes life easier. If you're starting early, you can grab that $5 big breakfast meal deal. We're talking a sizzly, any flavor you want, hash brown, and any size hot or iced coffee. That's a full morning win for $5, available 5 to 11 a.m. But it doesn't stop there, because the value keeps rolling in with the roasted chicken sandwich, or my favorite, the crispy chicken sandwich, created your way, starting at just $5. They've even got a new teriyaki recipe for a limited time. Real food, real value, and built for busy days. So start your day strong and fuel up whenever you need it with Wawa's $5 deals. Limited time. Exclusions apply. See Wawa.com for details. You know it. Gotta have a Wawa.
With the college basketball tournaments coming up, Sling TV is going to give you guys access to the games and more control over how and where you tune in. They really are one of the most flexible ways to watch live TV, with flexible 1, 3, or 7-day pass options. That means instant access to live TV for the men's and women's tournaments. They've got these great deals on day passes, guys. It's just $5 to get access for 24 hours. And here's my favorite part. If you purchase any pass from Sling, and a 12 through 16 seed makes it to the round of 16 in either the men's or the women's tournaments, your next day pass is just $1. Get signed up today at sling.com/underdog And remember, if any underdog wins in the men's or the women's tournament, then you win too. Live TV your way. You can learn more at sling.com/underdog. No purchase required. And to learn more and see the full rules for the men's and women's tournament, visit sling.com/underdog.
Hello, back on the PHLY Eagles Podcast, by Wulf and EJ Smith, who is just getting dragged.
I know, the chat. I've never seen the chat more out. Well, I guess I have.
Rightfully so.
Yeah. Understand.
You deserve every little bit of that.
I actually will agree that I deserve it. I knew that there was a chance it would not go well, which is why I was reluctant to do it. But you know what? It's important that I get these reps. Maybe in a year.
Sure.
Maybe in a year I'll be better.
Shots, you know?
Yeah. Because I do the accents like in my car. Like, just like by myself. Yeah, the lights are on. Pressure's on. Only way you're going to get better is by practicing.
That's right. Okay, we'll give you another shot tomorrow.
No, I think I need some time.
All right. We got one more player to tier.
Yeah, Arnold Ebiketie.
Yes.
I feel like we should be definitive with this one. I don't think we should just stick it in the Adoree Jackson tier. I think we should either go the Azeez Ojulari tier or the Javon Hargrave tier. Let's make a statement.
Okay.
I think I'm going to put it in the Javon Hargrave tier.
Really?
I'm an optimist on this.
Why?
I think there's a better chance of him being a productive edge rusher. Like, think about like early season Josh Uche. Not like, the whole body of work, but just like that stretch where it's like, okay, like all of a sudden this guy is actually somewhat productive.
That doesn't get him. If he's early season Josh Uche, that doesn't get him to the Javon Hargrave tier.
I mean, what are you expecting from him?
I mean, they gave him real money.
Yeah, on a 1 year, but it was still a prove it deal.
Yeah, but it's up to $7 million.
Yeah, but it was based like 4.3.
Yeah, that's real money. He's like, they gave Josh Uche nothing.
What did Ojulari have last year? I think Ojulari had around the
4.
same. Yeah, it's like the same range as Ojulari. I think like up to if he plays super well, then it's real money.
You know where I'm putting it?
If you put it in the Adoree Jackson tier, then this whole exercise. I mean, I guess it tells you the nature of the
Adoree Jackson tier. He's here to do a job. He's gonna be the number 3 or number 4 edge rusher. He's gonna be the number 3 edge rusher until they find a better edge rusher, and he can be the number 4 edge rusher. He has to be better than Uche, and I think he is better than Uche. I don't think Uche was able to stay on the field in rundowns.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think Ebiketie can.
You know what I mean, though? Like, there was at least a very short stretch where it felt like Josh Uche was going to be at least part of the rotation.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is at least the goal. It's not the goal, but it's at least like he has to be able to do that.
Ebiketie has to be able to play a starter's share of snaps in games that Jalix Hunter Nolan Smith misses.
Yeah.
And I think he can do that without being a real problem.
And there's a chance that he is, actually productive, multiple sacks. So you're probably right.
I think
that it's just the Adoree Jackson tier.
That while Riq Woolen's addition is about the ceiling that he brings, I actually think Ebiketie's addition is about the floor that he brings. I think he has less upside, but more guaranteed.
Well, less upside than Riq Woolen for sure.
But I think the allure of him is less about upside and more about competence.
I agree, but I don't think you can completely discount the idea that he could turn into a productive player.
Sure.
He's still, like, the argument is that his best football is ahead of him. Mm-hmm. I think you're right that I've been really trying to not just like cluster all of these signings into the Adoree Jackson tier, but I think, again, it probably speaks more to the types of players they've been targeting in free agency. Mm-hmm. Is that they have been signing guys to low-cost deals, like low risk, to try and fill a spot, try to do a job, which, is fine with the state of their roster. Mm-hmm. So, okay. So we have Riq Woolen and Dallas Goedert in the Javon Hargrave tier.
You do.
Oh, yeah.
I've got everybody in the Adoree Jackson tier.
I mean, it's just like, what are we doing here? Just feel something. Believe in something.
What do we do?
One of the guys on the USA baseball team, the World Baseball Classic USA men's team.
Yeah, the cops.
Yes, those guys. Why didn't you call them the cops?
I mean, have you been paying attention to their whole thing? You got to have people out there having fun. It's a baseball tournament. And then you got, like...
I hate you so much. Anyway, one of those guys kind of looks like Fade Routha. I don't know which one. I don't remember his name. I said to Julia, I was like, that guy kind of looks like Fade Routha. He kind of has those vibes too. Like he was like yelling after he flied out. I think it was. I should remember his name. He was at the bottom of the order. Somebody will know what I'm talking about.
Okay. All right. We got to take our last break so EJ can compose himself.
I do need to compose myself after that.
We'll be back with more on the other side. All right, Philly. Quick shout out to something awesome coming to the city. If you love boxing, live events, or just a wild night out, you got to check out the Team Boxing League when the Philly Smoke, Howie Roseman's favorite team, step into the ring March 20th at the Fillmore. It's a rematch of last year's championship against the NYC Attitude, not your typical boxing event. Team Boxing League is fast, high energy, and built for fans. It's team versus team, nonstop action, and the crowd is right on top of it. It's a big fight atmosphere with a Philly edge, the kind of night where every punch gets the room going. So if you want to be there live, grab your tickets right now at teamboxingleague.com. That's teamboxingleague.com. Use promo code PHLY when you check out to score your tickets. March 20th at the Fillmore, teamboxingleague.com, and use promo code PHLY. Go Philly Smoke, baby.
What if you could have reliable and intelligent Wi-Fi? And what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 whole years? That's the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. It's Wi-Fi that makes everything in your home work together. It finds and fixes problems before you even notice them. It's like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a 6th sense. And that lets you stream the game even when your whole family is online. Just picture it. All your devices working in perfect harmony for 5 whole years. And here's the best part. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and Xfinity's equipment. It's the best equipment already included in the deal. Take it from me. A lot can change in 5 years. Championships are won, records are broken, dreams grow bigger. But your Wi-Fi, that should stay reliable, and the price should stay put. So lock in your price and unlock the possibilities with Xfinity today. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Select plans only, restrictions apply.
Back in the PHLY Eagles podcast. Bo and EJ Smith. We have some breaking news on Arnold Ebiketie, who's
Also
speaking
known
to the
as.
media right now,
Yes.
which might make him the only person to escape the Adoree Jackson tier, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, he's stock up for you now. We just learned that Arnold Ebiketie likes to go by AK. His middle name is Kevin, so it's his initials, which
Kevin?
I can appreciate. What is that from?
Come on, man.
Now I'm disappointed. I feel like I should know what it's from, based off of your reaction.
Home Alone?
Oh, I feel okay about that. I've seen Home Alone, but it's not like formative for me or anything. I saw it like 2 years ago.
For the first time?
Yeah.
Wow. That's wild.
I mean, I've seen it.
Okay.
It was maybe a blind spot. Anyway, AK. You like AK?
I mean,
I like an AK.
Yeah. His partner had a baby last
Yeah,
Monday.
last Monday.
Wow.
A lot going on.
First day of free agency. That's tough.
Yeah, I mean, tough.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
Unfortunate timing.
I mean, even that feels mean to say it's unfortunate timing for the baby to be born. It's just, he had a lot going on. That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think he would trade it,
Yeah, I agree with you. You don't need to convince me.
My daughter was born, and then the next day they signed Aaron Rodgers. So it was big week in our house.
And by they, she means the Jets, who Mr. Lindsay supports.
Well, the sickos know that.
Speaking of which,
True.
Let's take a second here, which we should have done at the top of the show.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
We got to give it up. Congratulations
I guess I should do it like that.
to Mr. Lindsay for leading a state championship over the weekend for the Lenape. Is that how that's pronounced?
Mhm.
women's basketball team, girls basketball team.
Incredible.
Fantastic. Second in 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Dynastic.
Handing out L's.
Yeah.
I did there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all that film he watches.
That's awesome.
A lot of film.
Give it up. Give it up.
Yeah. Shout out Mr. Lindsay. It's very exciting.
What was how exciting was how excited was he afterwards?
They were super excited. I had the 2 kids and I had family with me helping, but I got my son was asleep the whole second half, so he wasn't super excited, but it was good. No, they were super excited. It's what they work all year for.
A lot of hard work. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those are lifelong memories too. So special.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good group of girls.
How was the atmosphere at the rack?
It was good. It was fun. A lot of the middle school girls who will come to his high school went, so they think it's super cool. It was fun. 2 years ago, the boys team was in it too, so it was the whole school was there.
But only Mr. Lindsay could rebuild that quickly. That's a real accomplishment right there. Yeah.
Let me answer this phone real quick. Hello?
Oh, yeah. The weather outside is crazy.
Okay.
Oh, it's the tornado watch?
Yeah, you just got a tornado watch?
Well, it's from the school. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, respectful. I respect it, is what I meant to say. I don't know why I said respectful. What a weird show for me.
There's always tomorrow.
No, I feel fine about the show.
Okay. Good point in the chat. AK, last time the Eagles had someone who went by AK, the great Adrian Killens. He of the 1 carry for -9 yards, I believe. In 2020.
That's my... Okay, it was 2020, so we didn't probably get to meet him or interact with him.
Yeah.
Maybe on Zoom. AK.
Big AK.
He's a junior.
Oh.
Yeah.
How about that?
AKJ.
All right, what do you got for us here depth chart-wise?
Yeah, so on PHLY.com, you guys can see I went through the Eagles' offensive depth chart. I feel like after a week of free agency, you do kind of, it's a good time to take stock, figure out where they still have needs, and kind of where you think that they'll be able to address those needs. Going through it, I think the biggest spot that stands out to me, and I'm not saying this is going to be a big surprise for anybody, but they really still need some depth along the offensive line. They've really only lost in those positions, and I know that you'd probably expect them to prioritize it in the draft, but I think even still, you probably are going to want to at least have 2 additions in free agency before the draft. I think a swing tackle is the one that really jumps out to me. Fred Johnson is still out there. Would you sign? I mean, I think the Eagles probably would sign Fred Johnson if he were receptive to coming back.
I think Fred Johnson's probably disappointed that he hasn't signed somewhere else already.
Right. I would agree with that. But that doesn't mean that he won't still get an opportunity to go somewhere that gives him a clearer path to starting, which, again, I talked to him at the end of the season. He made it clear he feels like he played well enough to earn at least an opportunity to compete for a starting job. Maybe the way that his market has gone, he's more receptive to coming back to the Eagles than he was at the end of the year. But I really do think that the way that they went about the swing tackle position last year, you can't run that back. You can't go into the draft needing it, because last year showed you sometimes the board's not going to fall in a way where you can find somebody that's going to be able to be your first tackle off the bench. And with Lane Johnson and Jordan Mailata as the top 2, I still, those guys each have enough of an injury history that I think they're going to need something. And that's just somebody who I actually think Cameron Williams is a very interesting player. Mm-hmm. You can't go into training camp thinking maybe Cameron Williams will take the leap and he can be, a swing tackle for us.
I don't think they will. I do think, they need to sign somebody who has position flex.
Yep.
Probably to a non-guaranteed contract, who you hope that if Cameron Williams makes that jump, he can beat that person out. And obviously draft picks, and there's a path for them as well.
Right. Yeah.
I think they need to draft proof that group. It could just be one signing, but 1 or 2.
Exactly. Yeah. And I mean, if you signed not Matt Pryor, obviously, but a Matt Pryor type that can play all 4, then you feel okay about that. I had someone ask me on social media earlier today, could Cameron Williams and Drew Kendall be the players that they're kind of penciling in there? It's sure they could.
Yeah.
but I don't think that's like you need.
In case they're not.
Exactly. It's the same thing that we say with Michael Carter, where it's like, yeah, Michael Carter, like he could move to safety and be really good, and he actually could compete for that job, but you want him to compete for the job. You don't want him to be the clear path. And it's March 16th. They've got plenty of time to do it. But yeah, going through the depth chart, I think that swing tackle spot is the one. That's probably where I'd say that's the biggest need on offense right now is a swing tackle.
If you believe AJ Brown's coming back.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. What's your I don't know, revisit AJ Brown after we did
another
that
60
briefly open,
seconds.
but how many turkeys right now on him coming back?
Coming back.
On the team week 1.
Might surprise you. I'm going to say 57.
57. You were at like 80 the other way before.
I don't know if I was quite
That's a
that
big
far.
swing.
I think, let me explain why I've swung so far the other way. Before, when I was talking about my belief that he would have been traded, it was mostly about what I thought the Eagles' asking price would be and whether or not I thought the teams would be willing to meet that price. And I think what we've seen over the last month indicates that the Eagles' asking price is a little bit higher than I expected it to be. And teams aren't that close to it right now. So maybe that changes in the next few months. But what you said about a month ago, that's probably a couple weeks ago, about could this all be an effort by the Eagles to keep the asking price high, nobody meets it, and then they go to AJ and say, look, we tried. We set a price that we thought was fair. Nobody met it. That we didn't have a suitor that, we didn't have a suitor. And I think for AJ, again, I don't think that the path is like so broken that there's no way back. I think he'd be happy to come back as well, especially if there isn't a team out there that's willing to pay what the Eagles are asking. So for that reason, yeah, I'm slightly leaning him coming back at this point.
Okay.
What are you putting it at? Back. AJ comes back. How many turkeys?
Week 1?
Yeah, week 1. I don't think trade deadline, let's leave that alone for now, at least.
48.
48? Okay. So we're not that different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think I was closer to that. I think I've swung less than you have.
Yeah, but I also think that's how the situation has played out, just being real with our listeners.
That means that I've won turkeys along the way.
Yeah, okay. I think that's sure. Fine. There have been times in the last week where we were on high alert for an emergency pod for this trade. So I think it's been close, but I think at this point, with the momentum stalled, I am less confident that there are teams out there willing to pay what the Eagles are going to ask.
Now, we should say, given the moves that have happened so far, you are in the lead in PHLY World Order. And it is almost to the point where it is mathematically assured that we will have a new champion this year because Fran is so far behind that it's almost impossible for him to come back. But there is a very narrow path that relies on Ben Van Sumeren and someone else, Adoree Jackson, coming back. Those are the two.
It's who are you not going to name?
But if AJ comes back and BG comes back, not guaranteed, then all of a sudden it tightens up between you and I. So don't count your chickens just yet.
Yeah, Lindsay, would you mind doing a close-up on me right here? No victory laps. No early victory laps. We learned our lesson in Swooper. Tell me when the results are actually in.
Big swing here
Thank you,
is Marcus Epps. If Marcus Epps gets re-signed, then all of a sudden we are back to neck and neck.
Francis, I ain't hear no bell. That's what I'm saying. I learned my lesson with Swooper. I came in here after after 3 weeks. It was is Swooper an easy game? Yeah, you guys make it seem so hard. So,
and with that, we prepare you to head on over to allphly.com if you're watching on Fast and join us in Bovertown.
That was a flat Bovertime. You seem sad that it's Bovertime.
Been fun.
Yeah, that was convincing. I've had a great time.
You want to hear my Irish accent again? No, let me give you Birmingham.
You can't do Birmingham. Get out of here. You even say it wrong.
I'm going to do Birmingham. Ready?
All right, let's go.
Jordan Mailata.
No, that's not it.
That was you. That was you doing Australian when you said you were going to do Birmingham.
Yeah, but that wasn't what you were going for. The people in Birmingham.
That's exactly that was the joke.
No.
What do you mean?
Whatever. The people in Birmingham.
What do you mean?
The people in Birmingham, they really accentuate like the vowel sound. It's like, if they're talking about like, Leon Bailey, persona non grata, he's on really big wides. Like it's like a very specific type of like inflection that they use for their vowels.
I don't think you're helping yourself.
No, that was actually, if you listen to Birmingham people, like people from Birmingham people, you will hear that. The real ones know. Go watch Peaky Blinders and hear how they like hit their vowels.
Blinders. Tommy Shelby. All right. I guess that's all we got. What a ride.
What a fun show.
What a ride it has been on this Monday.
Did we miss one of the free agents? I feel like we missed one of the free agents. Did you put AK in a tier?
Yeah.
Who did we miss? We missed somebody. Oh, well. I'll listen back to it. I'll make you do it tomorrow.
I don't think we missed anybody. Michael Carter.
No, we did him.
We didn't do Michael Carter.
No, we did.
Just talked about him.
He's in the Dory Jackson tier. We did it.
Okay.
Yeah, there's somebody we missed, but it's fine.
I don't think we talked.
Oh, we have
about
super
Michael
chats
Carter
too
on the show. Do we have a super chat? I thought we read the only super chat.
Joe Rockhead said, "Don't forget my super
Friday.
chat." Yeah.
How was the elevator ride this morning?
Non-existent.
How does Joe Rockhead know about that?
Because Anthony talked about it on the show. He said it was. He said the elevator this morning was like a carnival ride, like, but not a roller coaster, not like in a theme park, like the backyard carnival. He said where the guy working the ride has no teeth. He said that's what the elevator felt like this morning.
Yeah, that's a very good description.
And I very inaccurately said, "Is it like Knoebels? Are you familiar with Knoebels?"
No.
Well, do you know what Knoebels is, Lindsay?
I've heard of it, but I've never been.
Okay. It's like an old theme park in like Central PA. I said it was Lancaster. It's not in Lancaster. In like Central PA. It's just, yeah. I feel like those rides would have been there too, but he said it's even worse than that.
Okay.
Yeah.
In your audio feeds, there is a little non-Eagles conversation with me and EJ that you can listen to. I have one specific Oscars take that I had to get off my chest.
You can just do it here too if you want.
No, you're going to tell people to listen. But I thought it was a good show.
Yeah, I mean, you can. I feel like
the
you
right
can
movies were rewarded.
Reward the sickos who make it this far into the show. I think it's fine.
That was just, my take was just about the one part of the telecast.
I didn't watch a minute of the Oscars. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Oh, you know what? Sean Syed. I texted him because you got in my head about the movie thing, the F1 movie. I said, Sean, my feelings have progressively been more hurt that you recommended F1 for me. And his rebuttal is, did you enjoy the movie? If yes, all else is irrelevant, and it was a good recommendation, which is true.
Did you enjoy the movie?
I did enjoy the movie. And then he told me that I did ask him, I wanted a movie while I was waiting for Eagles news to happen. So he didn't want to give me anything too deep that I could get pulled away from. And then he said, I enjoyed F1 and have strongly recommended it to multiple people, including our coaching tree head, Shio Kapadia. And he said, Bo will not ruin my vroom vroom enjoyment. And you know what? He's right. Like, just because it's F1, don't bother Sean right now. Just because it's like it's a silly F1 movie, it's not gonna, titillate me emotionally or anything like that. It's like, you can just enjoy a movie. It doesn't have to be, not every single movie you watch has to be like the most deep, like make you think. I don't like those movies sometimes. Just give me something to watch,
He is you want to talk about intellectual dishonesty.
No, he's not. He knows his audience. He knows that I'm not that guy.
That movie is not in his top 20 movies from last year, which is public information. So he is trying to not tell you to your face that
No,
he thinks
Sean-
you're a dumb guy.
No, Sean watches like 100 movies a year.
I know.
Of course, it's not going to make his top 20 because he also is like into the artsy movie, the art of making films. He knows I'm not that guy, and that doesn't make me dumb.
Sean
I just,
is-
I want a
Sean
different
is
type of movie.
Very good at movie recommendations.
Yeah.
I agree with that. But you should also take offense to the fact that he
No,
knows that is up your alley.
It's just he knows that you are like, oh, don't recommend anything basic for me. I only want the most high-minded intellectual movies ever. So he recommends them for you. He knows I'm just, just one of the guys. Brad Pitt driving an F1 car. Yeah, that sounds pretty entertaining. I'll watch that.
That's fine. There's a place for that. I'm not poo-pooing popcorn movies.
You kind of are, though.
No, I'm just thinking it's very funny that the one movie he recommended to you is the one that everybody's laughing at for being included.
I don't think anyone's laughing besides you.
That's not true.
Everyone's laughing.
In the film community.
The film community. I do not consider
it's
myself.
laughable that F1 is a Best Picture nominee.
Oh, well, yeah, probably. But it's, not every movie. Like, I don't see most of the movies that are like nominated for Best Picture. It's not my thing.
Yeah,
I'm not here for
it's
the
very
art
funny
of
that
movies.
that's what he recommended to you.
Yeah, I liked it. It was a good recommendation. Julia did fall asleep with an hour left and has not gone back to finish the movie yet. But we'll work on that. We will work on that.
Yeah.
It's a fine movie.
Totally fine movie.
Yeah.
Great. Totally fine podcast.
Vroom, vroom.
Thanks for listening. Talk to you tomorrow at 2:00. Thank you, Lindsay. Let's put a number on the likes that need to happen on this video.
Oh, yeah.
If we get to
Set this high.
300 likes.
Oh, man. That's hot. That is a big number.
I will do the whole show in an Irish accent tomorrow.
What about 250? I feel like 300 is a little too lofty.
How about 251?
Yeah, 251. And he does it. If we get to 400 likes, then I'll do it too.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, because I ain't doing that. 400 likes and I will do it.
Wow, great. All right. Gauntlet has been thrown. We will see you tomorrow at 2:00. As always, we love you.
We all silly like the mayor.